Think Venice is the capital of Friuli-Venezia Giulia? Then think again. This stunning region in Italy's northeast is ruled by Trieste, a city of world-class coffee. It is a region of champion footballers, rich culture, breathtaking landscapes and year-round adventures and fun. Chances are you've already tasted its famous food and drunk its exports at a party without even knowing it. This region has a number of separate components. It has mountain and lakes, agriculture along central plains, and coastal areas. To the west you've got Grado and Marano Lagunare, and to the east you've got the Karst Plateau and its cave networks. To really understand Friuli-Venezia Giulia, you do need to understand some of the latent tension in the region, and it's due to its history. The Julian March is divided between Croatia, Italy and Slovenia today, but that wasn't always the case. The destiny of this region has been based on its reputation as a transport hub due to its seaports. The port of Trieste is a global hub for trade of coffee and has been pivotal in trade between northern and eastern Europe for some time in the past. These seaports have been both a blessing and a curse and have provoked numerous border disputes which have dogged this region throughout its history. A historical meeting point of Latins, Slavs, Germanics and Greeks, it has suffered political and ethnic tension throughout its history, including Italian irredentists who sought to be part of Italy, the Austrian littoral, Trentino, Fiume, Dalmatia. During World War II, the Triple Entente of Russia, France and Great Britain secretly promised Italy these regions in exchange for Italy fighting alongside them, the Allied powers, in World War I. This treaty commitment was only partly served up, and this had a number of brutal consequences over the next 50 years, here in Fiume, with D'Annunzio, allegations of ethnic cleansing, and elsewhere. Major companies are based in this region, and you are likely to have come across them. Illy Coffee Company is based in Trieste, and it was founded by a Hungarian called Francesco Illy. Fincantieri Shipyards, based in Monfalcone, is one of the biggest shipbuilding companies in the world. Zanussi Electrolux, based in Pordenone, make electrical appliances for the home. Banca Generali Bank is a specialist in private banking. Italia Marittima is a shipping company that when it was founded was known as Österreichischer Lloyd. So let's talk a bit about the culture of the region. Trieste was a cultural hub in the 19th and the early 20th century. It had a who's who of writers who gravitated towards the cultural location of Trieste. The notorious Battle of Caporetto, a devastating failed Italian attack on the Austrians and the Germans in World War I, which was beaten back by a devastating use of chemical weapons. It was referenced by Ernest Hemingway in his novel Farewell to Arms. Things to see in the region. The Roman archaeological site of Aquileia, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Lombard Cividale del Friuli, a UNESCO Heritage Site with its Devil's Bridge. Miramar Castle, former centre of Austrian power. Piazza Unità d'Italia, the centre of dramatic upheavals through the history of Trieste. The beautiful lakes of Fusine. Enjoy the famous cafe bars in Trieste, and remember they have a history, including Café Tomaseo, the oldest cafe bar in Trieste and a hub for local politicians and intellectuals through history. Marvel at the stalactites and the stalagmites in Grotta Gigante. For the more active types, go on a hike through Val Rosandra, a national park. Summer tourism includes seaside resorts, Lignomare Sabbiadoro and Grado, as well as the historic centre of Udine. Winter tourism includes alpine skiing, too many locations to mention. Ecotourism, if that's your thing, try the alpine region of Carnera. It has the regional national park of the Friulian Dolomites, the regional natural park of the Julian Prealps. The Barcolana Sailing Regatta in Trieste allows both experts and amateurs to compete in the annual sailing competition every October. What's the typical regional food you should try? Frico is a dish of potatoes and local Montasio cheese. Jotta is a soup stew of cabbage, potatoes, beans and pork. San Daniele del Friuli is a prosciutto, but there's also musette sausage. But you'll also find a fair amount of polenta and Blex pasta. 2 Italian regions claim to have invented tiramisu. Friuli-Venezia Giulia and Veneto both claim they invented the dessert. The Tre Venezie wine region produces high quality white wines. They use the Ribolla Gialla grape and produce things like Tokai wine and Prosecco. So let's have a look at some of the famous people from the region. Dino Zoff, captain of Italy, who won the World Cup in 1982 at the age of 40. Yes, 40. Fulvio Collovati, also a footballer in the squad which won the 1982 World Cup. Enzo Berzot, coach of Italy who won the 1982 World Cup. Fabio Capello, professional football manager and player. He won 4 Serie A titles as a player and the Champions League as a manager. Primo Carnera, world heavyweight boxing champion in 1933-34. Cesare Maldini was a highly decorated football player. He was no slouch, but he was also the father of legendary footballer Paolo Maldini. Lucia Joyce, daughter of the writer James Joyce. Guglielmo Oberdan, Italian irredentist martyr who was executed as he tried to assassinate Austrian Emperor Franz Joseph. Lydia Bastianich, who went on to become an Italian-American celebrity chef. George Dolenz, actor and father of Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees. Italo Svevo, writer and friend of James Joyce. Now let's turn to the heavily contested title of Most Beautiful Villages in Italy. And today it's the turn of Friuli-Venezia Giulia. Clauiano, Coddovado, Fagagna, Gradisca d'Inzonzo, Palmanova, Bofabro, Polcenigo, Sappada, Sesto al Regena, Strasoldo, Topo, Valvasone Azzene, Venzone. Click here to get even closer to Italy and Sicily.